Hey everybody, it's once again a solo act. This time, like I said, coming back at you with my predictions for 2020 Survivor Series on this Sunday. So, like I said last time, I pretty much called it for Team Raw Women's Division. Natalia somehow found her way on the team. Now, it's quite frankly, anybody who matches up against Tamina typically wins. That's just how it goes. Uh, but anyway, that I think I'm pretty sure I called that, and also called Bayley also being on the team. So right now I'm just gonna go write down the matches and give out my predictions, and let's see how right I am. So the first one is the men's division, Team Raw T SmackDown, with the Raw, AJ Styles, Keith Lee, Sheamus, Braun Strowman, and Riddle, with SmackDown, KO, Jey Uso, King Corbin, Seth Rollins, and Otis. Now, with all the bickering going on Team Raw, I feel like they're going to win. Even though they couldn't pull it together during Raw, I feel like they're going to pull out a win just on talent alone. And they'll just, come together and then actually win. Now, I like to see Braun Strowman actually win most of these matches uh, fully, because I know in the past he has the most eliminations in Survivor Series, beating out Roman Reigns number. But now the only time you can beat Braun Strowman is with um, count out. But still, I think for some odd reason they're gonna pull a win. Like I said earlier, even with Otis on their team, um, I don't see KO and Jay, you know, meshing well. King Corbin and Seth Rollins are gonna bicker, and Otis is just gonna be Otis. Not saying that's a bad thing, but you know. So yeah, this one I think will go to Team Raw. Next one is the 5-on-5 women's elimination. You have Team Raw, Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Lana, Lacey Evans, and Peyton Royce. And Team SmackDown, you have Bianca Belair, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, Bayley, and Natalia. Now, before I said I think Team Raw was gonna win this until um, Mandy Rose and uh, shit, damn, I forgot her name. Uh, Dana Brooke. Wow, blinked on that one. But yeah, but they were injured, and so originally, yeah, if they weren't injured, I think it would have gone to Raw. But since they are injured and they replaced them with Lacey Evans, Peyton Royce, uh, this one I have to give it to SmackDown. Like I said, you know, Bianca Belair is that X factor for Team SmackDown, and now you have Bayley, which is despite being an annoying heel, she is actually pretty good. So this one I give to Team SmackDown. And then we have the uh, Bobby Lashley and Sami Zayn. States champion versus Intercontinental. You know, again, this is probably going to go to Bobby because being Bobby and Sammy, being Sammy. The only way Sammy can win is unless he, pull tricks like he did in that triple ladder match or when he faced Apollo Crews. But this will go to Bobby Lashley. So this, as of now, I have Team Raw one, or I'm sorry, Team Raw two to SmackDown one. Next one is the Tag Team Champions, New Day for Raw, Street Profits for SmackDown. Uh, I don't know. I really don't know on this one. Uh, yeah. I like them both, but might have to give it to the Street Profits. But then again, they are pretty. they're pretty predictable. Like as far as their moves go, you know when somebody wins or what they do to win. So, um, yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Street Profits on this one. Um, for Team SmackDown. At this point, it's 2-2. Next one is the women's champion, um, Asuka for Raw, Sasha Banks for SmackDown. Again, I think Asuka has Banks' number, um, but Banks does have a chip on her shoulder because she just beat Bailey Hell in a Cell. But at the same time, you have, what's her face? Miss Unpredictable lurking in the shadows, probably did some damage to her, Carmella. So who knows? But yeah, I think Asuka will win this one. And next one is Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns. Honestly, I don't know. I really don't know. Because I like them both. I really like them both. I have my T-shirt of Drew, Talk Less Claymore, and I have Roman Reigns hoodie, Show Up and Win, or not Show Up and Win, Wreck Everybody and Leave. It's hard to say. It's like I said, it's really hard to say because Drew did beat Roman Reigns, but that was with help. That was with help with Shane. Um, and that was 2 years ago, I believe. Yeah. Uh, yeah, 2018 WrestleMania, or was it Super? No, it was WrestleMania, I believe. But anyway, um, now we have a Reigns where he can use the guillotine, and Drew still does Drew stuff. Um, so yeah, I don't know. My heart says Roman Reigns, but my mind says Drew McIntyre. Um, but I've liked Roman longer, so I'm gonna go with Reigns on this one. Uh, then again, this might end in a tie because I don't know how they're gonna incorporate the Undertaker in this. As far as his final farewell, um, he might play a part in this. Who knows? Somebody might take part in this and then just call the whole thing, whether it's the Fiend or Randy Orton. I don't know. As far as the dual brand battle royale, you can't really call that one. Um, but that's the kickoff show, so I may or may not watch that. So yeah, real quick, men's elimination, I have Team Raw. Women's elimination, I have Team SmackDown. Uh, U.S. versus Intercontinental. Damn, sorry. I have Bobby. Tag teams, I had Streets. Asuka versus Banks, I have Asuka, and then I have Reigns for champion versus champion men's department. So that's how many? One, two, three. Three versus three. Um, yeah, which probably won't happen, but you never know. You never know. Somebody would have to have a winner in this one, but it'll be straight up tie for me. What else? So the NBA draft just happened last Wednesday. Uh, we didn't get LaMelo Ball. That's a good thing. We gave Malik Beasley a 4-year contract extension. We released Johnson, and we're getting Rubio back. So that's happening. Um, we'll see in a month. Basketball season starts in a month. What else? So yeah, that's about it. I know for those who might be watching Survivor Series, I did register to be on to be part of the Thunderdome, so you might see me. I'll probably be the one with a bunch of figures in the background because I'll be sitting on my couch with my laptop in my hand, and then you'll see the figures right behind me. That's where I keep pretty much all my figures is right behind my couch. So if you watch it, if you see some dude with a lot of figures on in the background, that's me. So no reviews this time. Maybe um, Wednesday or Tuesday after Raw, and then I can see how right I am or how wrong I was tomorrow for Survivor Series. So thanks again for listening to the third solo act. Look for the next one to fill in the gaps in between our main episodes. So once again, thanks for listening. See you next time.